During the Depression, my grandfather began a repair shop as part of his farm operation. It soon became a used car dealership evolving into a Chevrolet franchise. When my dad returned from World War II, he joined the family business. In the span of just 3 generations, my family has gone from a farmer trying to survive the Great Depression to 4 brothers selling cars in Wisconsin and California. The theme of this gathering is powering communities. Having lived the life of the auto business and attended more stock car races than I can count, I have a pretty good sense of the role of the motor industry in building my hometown and community. So I thought this morning that I would take some of those lessons and share them with you in hopes they may be relevant to community foundations. First of all, reputation matters. In America's small towns, a car dealer's success is based upon reputation. Your integrity and your commitment to the community have a huge impact on your business. In 2006, 2 voices spoke to the reputation of the community foundation field. I remember when Lynetta Gilbert said bluntly, "If you are only about building community assets and not about building community, then those of us in the infrastructure have no interest in partnering with you on a national plan of action." That fall, in 2006, we gathered in Boston just after the Pension Protection Act became law. We all admitted the truth. We didn't have a bad reputation on Capitol Hill. We didn't have a reputation on Capitol Hill. We had not told the policymakers the story of community philanthropy building community. Second, the quality of your product matters. Many of us would say the quality of American cars didn't keep pace with competition. Had Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler led the way in innovation, imports would never have become a major part of the American auto market. NASCAR has seen both attendance and TV viewership decline. They will admit they have a challenge right now with their product. Contrast these struggles with the evolution of the Community Foundation leadership team. Visionary leadership from the field, in partnership with dedicated staffs, has transformed this sector. During my time at the Council, I've been privileged to work with some incredible leaders of CFLT like Terry Mazzani. Growth in the field's adoption of national standards, the development of the national marketing tools, and creation of benchmarking data are just some examples of this important work. Third, service is 24/7. There's nothing about the auto industry that's 9 to 5. When a car stalls or an accident occurs, or in the cold of winter when Mrs. Olson's car won't start, you go to help. It's just part of doing what you need to do. Today's community foundation is not 9 to 5 either. Technology, community leadership, emergency response, our role as conveners, and most important, our ability to connect a potential donor with a community challenge defines community philanthropy. None of this work is defined by the clock. From the Community Foundation's role in education reform to meeting our policymakers, government relations is a 24/7 community foundation leadership. Technology redefines both when we work and how we work. The CFLT's Technology Action Team and this sector's partnership with the Knight Foundation in addressing the information needs of our communities are good examples of using technology at any time to better serve our communities. Number 4, speed is important. On the racetracks of NASCAR, speed matters. The American auto industry's failure to respond quickly to the changing consumer preferences almost destroyed their industry. Now, when you think of automotive service, what do you think of? Jiffy Lube. I remember the success of this movement, and I believe it is your ability to rapidly convene voices and align resources with your community that can address immediate and urgent needs. According to the Foundation Center, at the height of the economic recession in 2008, community foundations prioritize giving for children and economically disadvantaged. And while total community assets declined by 12.5% between 2007 and 2008, total giving actually increased by 3.3%. That is incredible, and it's also a part of the message and branding this sector must share with the nation. Number 5, location matters. Whether in Wisconsin or California, competing dealerships are actually best served by being adjacent to each other. Studies show that being close to your competition actually helps, because the customer then can review all of the options at once. Now listen carefully, because this may be the one section of my comments this morning that provides some direct encouragement, or should I say gentle encouragement. It's no secret that I believe for the Council to effectively represent and serve this field, we must keep up with the times. I believe the Council must serve all of philanthropy, not just foundations. I also think we agree on what is and is not philanthropy, and there's a difference between philanthropy and charity. I don't see this as a threat, but rather as an incredible opportunity. Most people invest in philanthropy because they want to give something back to their community. And I believe that when most potential philanthropists better understand the incredible combination of philanthropic investment in community service that is defined by this sector, you will continue to see the growth you've experienced in the past 20 years. For despite the recent losses, between 1990 and 2008, total community foundation assets multiplied by 8 times, from $6 billion to almost $50 billion. At the conclusion of my remarks, we will engage a conversation of the new strategic plan called the Centennial Plan. Within this document, you will learn that 86% of the U.S. population is presently being served by community foundations. That's great and efficient. But if we really believe that we are in the midst of a 2-generation transfer of wealth, we must understand the urgency of reaching the remaining 14%, most living in rural America, and incidentally, their assets are not in the stock market, they're in farmland, and farmland prices have not gone down. Number 6, you're only as good as your employees. When I was a child, the employees at our family car dealerships were mechanics who understood the basics of the gasoline engine. Today, there's no such thing as a mechanic, but every successful dealer has certified automotive technicians. As the role of the Community Foundation changes from building assets to building communities, many of you have recognized the changing skill demands for your organization. We also recognize that today's Community Foundation must reflect the community it seeks to serve. The Council's commitment to leadership in building a diverse and inclusive sector is best reflected in our new Career Pathways program to directly support the changing face of leadership in philanthropy. I am very proud of my colleagues, the Council's employees, serving the Community Foundation field. Knowing that we are only as good as our employees, I'm especially proud to introduce to you this morning the worst-kept secret in Charlotte, the new Managing Director of Community Foundation Services, Heather Scott. Heather? We wanted to make that decision in time for this conference. We wanted to make sure that we let CFLT know first and we let our staff colleagues know second, and we knew that when both of those groups knew, everyone would know. But her experience and her enthusiasm make her the right choice to lead this important work, and we're delighted. In 4 years, we will gather in Cleveland to celebrate the centennial of the Community Foundation movement. Just as my family's business has made incredible changes in products, services, and even locations in order to succeed in a very competitive market, the Community Foundation movement has done the same. The Centennial Plan you are about to consider represents strategies for a strong Community Foundation field 2011 to 2014. As you begin this conversation this morning, I want you simply to know that the Council is your partner and your servant leader in moving forward with this important work. It's now my honor to turn this session over to the Chair and Vice Chair of the CFLT, Terry Mazzani and Terry Hansen, to lead a conversation with you as we collectively frame our future. Thank you very much.